Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. We are back with another game review. Today I'm reviewing Donkey Kong Bananza, released on the Nintendo Switch 2. If you enjoy the content, make sure you do like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. With that being said, let's get to my review of Donkey Kong Bananza. Donkey Kong is finally back in his own game for the first time since Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, released for the Wii U in 2014. I say finally, even though this is my first Donkey Kong game, not counting the original in 1981. In Donkey Kong Bananza, DK starts his journey in the Ingot Isle after hearing about a mysterious gold rush involving rare Banandium gems. But when things start to go wrong, DK finds himself exploring a massive underground world filled with new environments, allies, and enemies. Using unique transformation powers, DK pairs up with Pauline from Super Mario Odyssey in an epic adventure to stop the forces threatening the island and reclaim the treasure of the Kong clan. First, let's talk about the graphics. I think Donkey Kong Bananza is bright, colorful, and the art style really pops on the screen. Graphically, this game looks like a next-gen game, and this is the improvement that I do expect to see with Nintendo Switch 2 games, and we definitely got it here with Bananza. Kudos to Nintendo, the game truly looks gorgeous. All that said, the game is choppy as hell at times. There are multiple segments of the game where you have to dig straight down or straight forward, and the game really struggles with so much happening on the screen. In my opinion, it is very disheartening to purchase a next-gen console and the biggest game released on the device, and only 1 month after the console has come out, the game is this choppy. Is it as bad as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were at launch? No, absolutely not. But why am I paying $500 for a console that performs poorly? What was the point in making a new console if the games you make for it can't even run properly? I am bashing on it pretty hard, and it's just because it really takes me out of the gaming experience, and I really don't like that feeling. I'm hoping this was a one-off, and it's just because of how much was happening on the screen for Donkey Kong, but only time will tell. Next, let's talk about the feel of the worlds. I think the game's environments are perfect. There are so many different areas and so many unique places, nothing really feels like it overlaps. My favorite areas of the game being the water area that you visit second, and there is a food level that is to die for. Everything looks so bright and vibrant, I can't give enough compliments to the worlds in Bananza. I don't know if anybody else felt this, but I think there might be too many worlds. You reach a certain point where you think you're done with the game, but nope, it kind of just keeps going, and that can be a good and a bad thing. I think length for a game isn't a bad thing, but when you can only destroy so many things for so long, it's kind of tedious after a while. I think the worst world by far, no contest at all, is the Diddy Kong world. It is straight up ass. I was really excited to see Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong too, but they kind of just put it behind a bullshit gimmick race that you do have to compete in. And there's really nothing else there. It's just the race, and it's really not fun, so it just kind of sucked. Next, let's talk about the environments. I think the level design is very impressive. Having 90% of the world be destructible sounds stressful to develop, but they do it extremely well here. Other than the choppiness, I think the exploration in Bananza is awesome. There's so much to explore in every single direction, you'll never find everything on your first run. I think this game has insane replay value, especially for completionists, and I think this game is going to be a lot of fun for a while. There are so many hidden paths, hidden secrets, and a ton of side objectives that you do have to complete, and I think there is a ton of content here. There are a ton of collectibles here, between the Banandium gems that you're collecting, which are just the bananas that you see scattered throughout the worlds, the fossils that you collect, which can be traded for in-game outfits, and I will say the in-game outfits are really, really good. You can both customize DK and Pauline, and they all look so good. I love the palette swaps of DK's fur. They all just fit so perfectly, and I really enjoyed this. And the last collectible is the music discs, which I paid attention to a lot less, but they were still really cool to find and collect. There are multiple sizes of fossils as well, so that just adds for more collectible goodness. There was multiple times where I had to stop myself from exploring because I had to get back on track in order to complete the main objective. There's a ton of puzzles and collectibles and just a lot of things to do in Bananza that will keep you busy for a long while. While I do love the destruction and mayhem that you can cause, it is very anxiety-inducing for me. If a game has too many collectibles, too large of a world, or things seem too tedious for me, it immediately turns me off to games. There's a reason I cannot complete The Witcher. There's just too much to do, and it just stresses me out anytime I spawn into the world, and Bananza made me feel that at the beginning. There is just so much to destroy, so many things hidden in the dirt, hidden in the rocks, and so many things that you have to collect where If I continued, I probably would never finish this game. But that is my opinion, so you might think otherwise. Next, let's talk about the characters. A lot of the classic characters return, like Cranky Kong, Dixie Kong, and Diddy Kong, but I wish there was even more. I'm very confused as to why in the entire arsenal of characters that the Donkey Kong franchise has, why we didn't get more DK characters. The first two areas of the game are really cool because they do have monkeys that are on theme for the worlds that you are in. But after that second area, they're replaced by these rock creatures. And don't get me wrong, I think the rock dudes are cool, but the fact that it's not on theme for the worlds anymore just really bums me out. Would it be so hard for these characters to just be on theme for the worlds that we're visiting? I really don't understand this. That does lead me into talking about the enemies and villain of the game. A lot of the enemies repeat a little bit too often. They all seem like rinse and repeat color or palette swaps, and it's really disappointing. I just don't think there's enough variety in the enemies that we face, and I wish we got a little bit more. And that's the complete opposite for the villains. I think a lot of the boss battles are unique and really cool design, and it takes a lot of the factors of the game into consideration when you're fighting the bosses. But that said, the bosses are extremely easy, and it is not fun to fight any of the bosses. And I really mean that. Apart from maybe the last two bosses of the game's not difficult whatsoever, and it's kind of disheartening. If I could just hop in and defeat any boss in less than 2 minutes, it's probably bad boss design, and it really took me out of the game, and I really didn't enjoy the bosses in this game. Design-wise though, I think the main boss of the game and the two side bosses that he has with him are really cool looking, and I really enjoyed the theme that they had. Next is the music. I think the catchy, upbeat tracks fit perfectly for every environment, and you get nods to classic Donkey Kong tunes, and it is really, really nice to listen to. Also, every single time you gain a new ability, they have their own unique theme song, and it is done so well. Speaking of abilities, let's talk about the gameplay. I think because this game is developed by the same group that did Mario Odyssey, the platforming is perfect. Nintendo has this formula down and are pretty much unmatched when it comes to fun, bright platforming games, and Bananza is no exception. I think they took a lot of great things that Odyssey did and just continued to improve on them, and I cannot wait for the next Mario game because I think it's going to be probably one for the ages. There are 5 main power-ups, and they all are unique and have their own gimmick. And each world that you obtain them in, the theme of the world is designed on those power-ups. I think these are all really unique, and I really like the transformations that they do for DK. As you go around collecting bananas, you also unlock level up powers that are really useful. There is a wide variety of them, and you also unlock level up powers for each Bananza ability as well, and it is a really good time. Even though I had a lot of criticisms for Bananza, don't take it the wrong way. I think this game is a great time, and I really did enjoy my playthrough of Bananza. And that's why Donkey Kong Bananza gets a 7.5 out of 10 for me. I think the game does a lot of things well, and I really do hope they get a sequel. That way they have the opportunity to improve in a lot of ways on the things that I thought were misses. What did you think of Donkey Kong Bananza? Let me know in the comment section down below. I've been Rogine, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.